This video is sponsored by Kaamos Metal Cruise 2023.
Amassing the bodies and pits as they die, sentient and filthy they rot, flammable and singing, discarded like waste. For the fire of the handgun, you played it all wrong, and soul and valor.
Welcome to Rauta's non-metal reviews. This time it's all about metal related, however not metallic music. This one is Temple of Tiermes, the new album Apara. Now a lot of people might know this in fact that Temple of Tiermes goes all the way to 90s and is related to a cult band from Finland, Unholy. However, whereas Unholy is indeed a metal band, or was, it's been defunct for quite some time, Temple of Tiermes is all about different atmospheres. I mean, we could make the debate, we could make the conversation and all that stuff that indeed Temple of Tiermes totally shares some atmospheric parts which are already present with Unholy, being dark and all that stuff. As you can see, this one is very minimal in design, simple digipack, threefold and all that stuff, no lyrics whatsoever, and you will soon find out why. Even the lack of imagery is very much present here. It's just this kind of a dark release, which is again very suitable for this kind of music. Here on Temple of Tiermes Bandcamp site you will see the information. This is explaining the history and all that stuff, and you will find links provided on all that stuff. So on Bandcamp, the band has described this as Finnish esoteric ritual industrial noise duo since 1995. Now, this is in a way exactly that. However, Apara is not exactly very noisy. It's more like a droney experience and combining that with ambient. Ambient of darker sorts, even if that's not fully kind of what you might think when talking about dark ambient. However, this is exactly combining those two worlds, and for a lot of people that's a good thing. Obviously, there are lots of people who have no clue of this kind of music and who consider it amusical to begin with. Now, even though there are guitar parts which are very drony in nature, they don't have what you're thinking of when you're thinking about or talking about guitar music. I mean, you are definitely not gonna find your typical riffs, not to mention melodies, but this is more about going into more electronic and even more so deeper into instrumental sort of songs where drone and ambient really combined, and that makes Temple of Tiermes worth listening to, in my opinion. Now, I have to say that I'm not very familiar with all the Temple of Tiermes music. It's more like an album or release here and there, and that's much of it. So for my perspective of coming to Apara is like, this is better than what I've previously heard of Temple of Tiermes. This starts with the dronier parts, which are not my favorite. You have those kind of weirdly affected, I guess, kind of a looped guitar effects come into play, and it kind of serves as an introduction to the whole album. But in my opinion, it gets better towards the end when it's more like just ambience without guitars and not necessarily like, hey, you can figure out what kind of instrument is being used. That is my favorite kind of ambience, is where you are kind of have a hard time guessing what kind of instrument is being used to create a certain sound or feeling for that matter. And that's the beauty of with Temple of Tiermes as well. I can of course guess that a lot of keyboards, virtual or real ones, are being used in so many effects and all that stuff, but I don't really care about the details. A lot of the mystery feeling comes from the very fact that I don't know how it's done, how it's constructed, and that's indeed the beauty of it. It's more like a musical mass without notes and chords or vocals or drum patterns. There are no rhythms, at least most parts anyway, if at all. I think I couldn't really figure out, maybe I wasn't paying attention all the time so much, but I mean overall it feels like it's a kind of a patternless album in so many ways. And of course because of that it's not gonna speak to all audience right there, but those who know what to expect from darker aspects of ambient or drone music for that matter pretty much know what to expect. Then again, for people who are more into harsh noise or power electronics kind of a noise, ritual music and whatever, might find this too minimalist in nature. That is, this is not about spreading that noise patterns or wall of noise against your ears and all that stuff, but more like creating the atmosphere with a very, very minimalist ways. And that's, in my opinion, is indeed the best of this album. Now, if you think you're for the audience of this kind of music, you can go for the physical product, but here it says it's not available outside Europe, if I got to correct understanding of the information. And of course, you can just check out the link provided later on for this music, and you can pretty much listen to it. Of course, Bandcamp link for Temple of Tiermes is included in the review, so go listen, and you should be able to find this at some point online, even though I'm filming this maybe before the digital ones is already out. But this is Apara. Take a look, take a listen, and I hope you like it. For what it's worth, in my opinion, it's a decent album, and that should tell you something. Now, off you go, listen and enjoy.